Cupcakes and Teamwork Built Us a Treehouse. Written by Sheronia Campbell. Narrated by Harmony Gamongwe. The Dream. "What are you doing?" shouted Silas to his sister Chase as she stood in the yard looking up at the 80-foot tree in the back of their house. "Can't you see I'm busy? I'm thinking about my treehouse," she replied. Silas walked up to her with his pet lizard, Charlie, on his shoulder. He, too, wanted a treehouse, but there was only one tree. "What you meant to say, my dear, sweet, lovable sister, is our treehouse." He looked at her with a big smile. "What do you want?" she asked, annoyed at the fact that he wanted a treehouse too. "I'm trying to figure out where in the treehouse I'm going to put my pet lizard, Charlie," he said. "Charlie? No way!" she shouted. "Yuck!" Chase did not like that at all. In the tree, she was afraid of Charlie, and what if he got out? She thought to herself. The horror. She always wanted a treehouse, a place to have fun with her toys, friends, and Momzelle, her pink trusted teddy bear, whom she tells everything. How will that work? Sharing a treehouse with her brother and his lizard, Charlie. "Momzelle," she whispered into the bear's ear. "How am I going to build a treehouse? We need money, materials, and more money," she said to her pink friend. Nosy Silas heard her talking to her bear. "I know how we can make money for our treehouse. Want me to tell you? Just ask me. Ask me," smiled Silas with his wide mouth grin. "What if we have a yard sale? I have lots of toys I don't play with anymore, and you—" "Stop right there," she said to him before he could finish what he started to say. "Everything I have, I need, so I have nothing to sell," she said. "Okay then, I have another great idea," with a wider grin on his face. "Mommy loves to bake. How about we ask Mommy to bake cupcakes? We can sell them, and the money we make can get us started on saving to build our treehouse." He winked at her, just as a reminder, it's our treehouse project. Okay, that does sound like a great idea. She knew this meant she would have to share with her brother. Darn it! With Momzelle in her arm, she ran into the house, Silas right behind her, where Mom is in the kitchen cooking dinner. "Mom!" shouted Chase. "Is everything all right?" Mom asked, with a panic in her voice. "You know we always wanted a treehouse, and you told us we would have to come up with the money, and you and Dad would help us. How about we have a cupcake stand? We can bake and sell cupcakes, chocolate and vanilla with colorful icing and sprinkles," they cheered. "Treehouses are not cheap. We would have to sell lots and lots of cupcakes," said Mom. "No problem. We can do it," they said, jumping around in the kitchen. "We will sell lots and lots of cupcakes," they danced and sang. "What's going on in here?" asked Dad, coming home from work to the sound of the kids singing and dancing. "We're going to build a treehouse. Are you ready to put in the hard work and dedication it will take?" asked Dad. "Yes, we are. We are ready," they shouted. That night, at the family dinner table, they chattered about the building of the treehouse. Chase went to bed with nothing but the thought of baking and selling cupcakes, and of course the reward, which is a treehouse. She fell asleep with sweet treats on her mind. Silas too went to bed with the thought of playing pirates with his friends in their treehouse. The day has arrived to sell cupcakes. It was a busy day inside the house as well as outside in the yard. Mom baking cupcakes with Silas in the kitchen, while Chase and Dad worked outside finishing up the measurements and layout of the treehouse. Chase made notes of wanting to slide and Silas a rope to swing and climb. "We are done with the measurements and all that's needed to get this project started. Now it's time for us to start setting up the cupcake stand," said Dad. Chase ran inside the house and came out with a banner that read, "Cupcakes for sale, come get your cupcakes, $1 a cupcake." Dad placed the table in front of the house with a cookie jar to collect the money. Earlier that week, Silas and Chase went around the neighborhood posting signs about their cupcake stand. They were ready to make money. Mom came out with the cupcakes, with extra left in the kitchen. The neighborhood came out that afternoon and bought cupcakes after cupcakes after cupcakes. It was a huge success. The reveal. "Are you guys ready?" yelled Dad and Mom. Chase and Silas ran out to the backyard to see their treehouse. It was perfect. Chase had her slide and Silas had his rope. Dad also added a ladder for easy climb. Inside, Momzelle the bear sat on the chair and Charlie the lizard crawled in his tank. At the family meeting, all suggestions on what they wanted the inside to look like was heard and met. They could not believe their eyes. The treehouse was ready and was theirs to keep. That's what you call teamwork, shouted Chase to her brother and parents. They ran to the trunk of the tree, where Silas climbed the rope up to the window of the entry to his side of the treehouse, and Chase climbed up the ladder and came down her slide. She climbed back up and disappeared inside. "Silas, why isn't Charlie Anna's paying?" she yelled. The end. Who doesn't want a treehouse, an adventurous hideaway where friends hang out, games are played, and stories are told? Follow Chase and Silas on the adventure of making their dreams of owning a treehouse come true. Cupcakes, come get your cupcakes!